It's an exciting day, it's new camera day, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my initial impressions of my brand new camera, which is the Sony A7c, as well as my thoughts behind my upgrade from my Sony A7R and the reasons I decided to make the switch. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as I've already mentioned, I'm upgrading from the Sony A7R Mark II, which has been a fantastic workhorse for me, both professionally and personally. Loads of shoots, it's done a fantastic job, but unfortunately it was never designed to be a video camera. Its intention was always to be a landscape camera, and I've probably pushed it to its limits to achieve what I have done, and I'm pretty pleased with how it's gone. But it was time to make the upgrade. I wanted everything in one package, and I think that the Sony A7c is going to give me that. There's three main things that push me over the edge to finally make the decision to sell my Sony A7R and switch over to the A7c. In at number one is the articulating screen. It's an absolute no-brainer. It's a must-have, especially when filming yourself for videos like this, as well as capturing those shots when they're low to the ground and you're trying to track something. If you can't swivel the screen or flip it to face yourself, you're really losing out on trying to make a decent composition and making sure that your subject is in focus. I've had a million nightmares where I've had to re-record things on my A7R, which leads me nicely into the second reason I wanted to switch, which is the autofocus. The autofocus on the A7R, again, was never made to be amazing. That's not what that camera was about. In fact, I used to manually focus it most of the time, but when you're trying to film yourself or you're trying to track an object, autofocus is absolutely essential, especially for video. And the new Sony A7c is absolutely packed with all the amazing new tech that Sony are putting into their new cameras. I'm super excited to try it out. And the third and final reason that pushed me over the edge was the general video capabilities of this camera. It has been designed with video in mind as well as photography, but it's got the autofocus that I've already mentioned. Obviously it's a faster camera, it loads up quicker, and you can do things such as shoot at 100 frames per second for that really nice slow-mo artistic cinematic footage, which I do love to capture. And I was really restricted at filming in slow-mo on my A7R Mark II. I could only do up to 60 frames per second, and anything above that the quality started really dropping. So I'm absolutely buzzing to get out there and shoot some really nice slow-mo B-roll coming soon. In addition to that, the new battery system that has been put into the A7c, despite the size of the A7c, the battery is bigger, so it means you can shoot for a lot longer. I was getting really annoyed with those tiny little batteries that go with the A7R. They just run out really quick, so that's fantastic. And from what I've heard, the battery life is great. Obviously, it's just a major upgrade. It's 5 years newer, and I think everything is a lot snappier. The menu system is better. It's not as good as, I believe, some of the newer Sony cameras, but definitely improvement on the Sony A7R. And in general, the form factor really excites me because it's still a full frame camera, which is absolutely incredible in such a small package. It's a really tiny camera, and with some of the smaller lenses, I've got a 50mm 1.8, which is tiny, as well as a couple that I have my eyes on. Sony have brought out to match nicely with the body. Will just be, I'm sure, a dream to use, especially when traveling. And it's really nice to be able to have a camera in a bag all the time of good quality that you can use to capture video or photos along the way, whatever you're doing day to day. I do love to shoot on a day-to-day basis, and as I say, the best camera is always the camera that you have on you, so I'm going to make a big effort to try and carry it a little bit more. So with all that in mind, those are my main reasons for switching from the Sony A7R Mark II. And on my initial unboxing, you'll have seen from the clips here, I'm really impressed with it. It looks lovely, it's really nicely put together, as usual, by Sony. So all that's left now to do is get it out there and put it to the test. I will follow up this video with some more initial reviews once I've started using the camera itself, and obviously everything that I record going forward will be shot probably on that camera. So I hope you enjoyed this and you found it useful, and if you're looking to upgrade or just buy the camera, it might have helped you answer a few questions. If you do have any more, drop me a comment down below. I might be able to answer them, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.